This is the question asked in today's skillrack daily challenge. So we are given an integer n as input and our task is to print the triangle pattern for all the integers from 1 to n. In our sample input 1, the value of n is equal to 3. So we have to print the triangle pattern for the integers 1, 2 and 3. So this will be our output. And this output contains the pattern of 3 integers 1, 2 and 3. So this pattern can be divided into 3 parts. So this is the triangle pattern for 1 and this is the triangle pattern for 2 and this is the triangle pattern for 3. So here the number of lines in 2 is equal to 3 and the number of lines is the third pattern is 5. So from this we can say that the number of lines in every pattern is equal to 2 into n minus 1. So here if the value of n is equal to 2, then the number of lines is equal to 3. So in this formula 2 into 2 minus 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3. And now if n is equal to 3, then 3 into 2 6 minus 1 is 5 and there are 5 lines in our output. So now we have determined the number of lines in every part of our pattern. Now we should print these patterns individually. So the first integer is starting from 1 and in the second line it starts from 2 and in the third line it starts from 3. So it is increasing. So 1, 2 and 3 and after reaching 3 it starts to decrease. So 3 it becomes 2 and then it becomes 1. So this is the starting point. So the starting point is initially 1 and then it goes until the value of n and then it reduces to 1. Here also for the second triangle it starts from 1 and then it goes until 2 and then it comes back to 1. So these integers are the starting value of every line and in every line we can see that from the starting line it is iterating until 1. So here the starting value is already 1, so there are no more integers in its right, and here the starting value is 2, so it goes until 1, and now here the starting value is 3 and then it is printing until 1. So 3, 2 and 1, and then here again it is 2, so it is printing until 1, and here the starting value itself is 1, so no more integers are present in its right side. So this is how this triangle pattern is formed. So after finding the pattern for each triangles, we must combine them and print it as our output. So now let us see how to write a C program for this. So let us start from our main function. So first I am creating an integer n and in the next line I am accepting the value of the integer n as input, and now we have to form the triangle pattern for all the integers from 1 to n. So I am creating a loop that iterates from 1 to n. And in every iteration of this loop we are calling this function print pattern and passing the value of I in arguments. So let us see how this function print pattern works. So this is the function and this function accepts the integer as n in its arguments, and this function is of return type void because it is just going to print integers and this function doesn't return anything. So in the first line of the function, I am creating a new integer variable named starting value and I am assigning the value 1 to it, and then I am creating a nested for loop. So this I loop iterates from 1 till n into 2 minus 1, and n into 2 minus 1 is the number of lines in the pattern. So the I loop iterates for n into 2 minus 1 times, and in every iteration of this I loop I am creating another j loop. So this j loop starts to iterate from the starting value and iterates till 1. So this loop prints the integers in every line. So to print the integers we should start from the starting value and iterate till 1. So that was how our pattern was formed. So I am printing the value of j in every iteration of this j loop. And now we should increment or decrement the starting value. So if the value of I is greater than n into 2 minus 1 by 2, then I am decrementing the starting value, or else I am incrementing the starting value. So let us see what we are doing. So let us consider this pattern. The starting value is initially 1 and the number of lines in the pattern is equal to 5. So until we reach half the lines of the pattern, we have to increment the starting value. So this is the half. So until reaching the half, we have to increment the starting value. And if we have crossed the half of the lines, then we should start decrementing the starting value. So from 3 it goes to 2 and then it comes to 1. So that is what we are doing here. The value of I is the line at which we are present, and if I is greater than half of the lines, so the total line is n into 2 minus 1, so the half of it would be divided by 2. So if I value is greater than this, then we will decrement the starting value, or else we will increment the starting value. So now let us check our program with sample test cases. So I have given the input as 3, and for the input 3, this is our expected pattern. So we are also getting the same pattern. And for input 4, this is our expected pattern. So we are also getting the same pattern as our output. So this is the logic behind today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.